Good morning, guys. It is Monday morning. How are we all doing this morning? Isn't it great? Another week ahead of us. It is so great to be alive. And how are we going into this week? What are we busy doing? What are we busy planning? Or have you just woken up and you're going into this week with no agenda, with no intention, and are you expecting this week to be a good week? And you could fool yourself that it is a great week, but you're actually not moving towards a certain goal. And it doesn't mean that you're always people are always saying, I just want to be happy, I just want to be happy, and that's all that's important. And you're actually fooling yourself, because if you want to move towards a certain goal, if you want to get better, you have to get uncomfortable. And to be uncomfortable, you're going to have a moment of time where you will be unhappy. You're going to have a moment of time where you might have to take risk. You're going to get a moment of time where you might have to invest some money. You're going to have a moment in time where you might invest in your time. You might have a moment in time when you have to be away from your family. And that is all so that you can build up to make tomorrow better than today, because that's the whole objective. You push hard to make tomorrow better than today. If you don't push at all, if you don't have an agenda, if you don't have a plan, it can't get better. It can't get better. And the reason why it can't get better is there's things like inflation. There's things like the world is changing. The world is adapting. And if you're not changing to the world, if you're currently in a business space and you're busy pushing that way, and you just get comfortable in your business and you have no innovation and all that, you're most probably going to close down one day, because everyone else around you is pushing and innovating. It's just how it is. Now, why do they do that? It's because when certain people find their purpose, they do certain things that you don't have to pay them for. You don't have to pay them. So they want to design the next IT thing. They want to find the cure of the next disease. And they are so passionate about it. They love it. When they're busy doing those things, they're in their element. And when a guy like that competes against a guy that gets up every Monday and hates his job and hates what he wants to do, he most probably is going to lose against that guy. Okay, because that guy has an advantage because it's his purpose. He's aligned. He's doing what he loves to do, and you're not. And you have to work so hard to get into that space to do what you love to do, and therefore they get up ahead of you. But what's actually happening is they are bringing more innovation into your industry, into what you are doing. So the best way I know in getting forward, getting momentum, is every body has to have two areas. One is you got to have your areas of fulfillment. And your areas of fulfillment is myself, my relationships, and my value. Myself, my relationships, and my value. Those are your three areas of fulfillment. And you take yourself and you break it up into categories of improvement. Okay? If you've been to my Within Time program, we speak about this, but I just want to share this with you because it's Monday morning and it's how easy can you get on track? That's all you have to do. You just have to look at your categories of improvement and your areas of fulfillment. Your areas of fulfillment is more of a helicopter view. It's the big thing. It's three things. This is called chunking. So it's not many things, it's just three things. Myself. What am I going to do for myself today? What am I going to do about my knowledge, my health, my relationships? My relationships is an area on its own. So for myself is usually your physical health is there, your religion, and your environment, something for yourself to make yourself happy. So you say, listen, this area, I'm going to do these following things under each of these categories. So it's simple. You just look at it and you know what you're going to do this week. And then you look at your relationships and you say, well, what are my relationships? And your relationships is always your family and it's always your team. That must be part of your relationships. And I'm sometimes guilty of this. I'll go weeks and without phoning my mom. I know it's bad. And I need to look at that, and I can clearly see that I'm falling behind on that category. Or my wife sometimes, because I'm so into the business, and I start going on a new venture and I stop focusing on my wife, and that's a problem. Okay, but if I constantly have these areas, I get brought back into reality. I'm not going for perfection. I know I screw up just as much as the other people, but I have a system that brings me back on track. And every week, every Sunday when I'm sitting, I can clearly see, hey, I'm not really performing in these areas. Okay, I really need to improve on this category. So that's how it is. And then your area of value, and which your area of value is, you've got either businesses or your job or something that you work on. So guys, this week, get a plan for your life. Get a plan. It doesn't have to be my plan. Get any plan. I don't care. But don't sit and not knowing what to do this week. What needs to be done this week? You got to work on what needs to be done, and you got to work on it quick, fast, because the more you can't sit 5 days and saying, I don't know what I'm going to do. You got to look at your plan, you got to see it, and you got to know exactly what you're going to do. So guys, have a great week. Enjoy, have fun, and I will see you guys at the top. This is Johnny Eliades, your success strategist. If you like these videos, if you like what I'm doing, please go to my website, www.johnnyeliades.com. Go to my Facebook page, Johnny Eliades Success Strategist, and I'd love to serve you, and I'd love you to see these videos daily so you can take your whole life to a whole new level. Thank you very much. Cheers, guys.